life every day.
So our adventures today bring us to the historic town of St. Mark's, Florida, established 1528 by the Spanish conquistadors, home of the Stone Crab Festival every October. Again, we're doing something a little bit different. We're staying over here at the sweet Magnolia Inn. Beautiful bed and breakfast. Melissa, gracious proprietor and host. We have a very nice room in there. Our reason for being here is we're going to do the historic St. Mark's in Florida Coastal Trail, and we're going to throw in a little side trail to the historic St. Mark's Lighthouse out in the St. Mark's Wildlife Refuge. We're going to take 2 days. Today we're going to do the St. Mark's Trail and out to the lighthouse, and then tomorrow we'll do the Florida Coastal Trail. So Betsy's getting all geared up. We're getting ready to head. Today is a beautiful sunny day. As you can tell, we're bundled up. It's in the 50s, and hopefully it'll warm up a little bit, but off we go. So here you have the big downtown of St. Mark's. I think Betsy said the population was 276 or something like that. You have the Riverside Cafe down there, Cooter's Stew, burgers and wraps. The local store, Bolin's Grocery, established 1936. And one thing you'll notice is today is Monday, and the entire downtown, or everything, is closed. Okay, we have found the start point here of the trail. It begins right here in what is of the little downtown of St. Mark's, and we're going to head that way. As you can see, it's 16 miles to Tallahassee. As I said earlier today, we're going to incorporate the famous St. Mark's Lighthouse into our journeys today. Nice little rest stop there along the way. They've had some storms in this part of the country just recently. You can tell they've cleared up some of the debris. We're supposed to get, hopefully not, but maybe some severe storms tonight. That's the bad news. The good news is I think they're coming from the south, so it's supposed to raise the temperature a little bit tomorrow. So hopefully we get the temperatures and not the severe weather. So we're coming up on the intersection here of the Coastal Trail. And the Coastal Trail is the trail we're going to take tomorrow. It's going to head down that way towards Panacea and the Gulf down there. So nice little trailhead here with restrooms. And this we're going to keep on going up towards Tallahassee. So this is where we're going to leave the bike trail and head down this road towards Lighthouse. Of course, it's called Lighthouse Road, right? So Betsy did the research on this. Very lightly traveled road. Says very friendly for bikes. So off we go. So according to the sign we just passed, there is a welcome center 3 miles down the road, and the lighthouse is 11 miles down the road. Well, the bike path was actually a lot smoother than this road. So we met some people at the bed and breakfast that we're staying at, Sweet Magnolia's, and he is an amateur photographer, and he loves to come down here and go into the National Wildlife Refuge here and take pictures of all types of natural wildlife. So that's the area that we're entering. So now I know what he was talking about. So it looks like we're coming on to the Welcome Center. This is the inside of the Welcome Center. We're going to go out and see the historic lighthouse. We have a few of those gators in our community. Talks about the lighthouse. This is outside the Welcome Center. A little bit of a Florida environment. Great thing about our bicycles, we get to see so much of this country that you normally would not see. Beautiful. Now that we're into the National Wildlife Refuge, the roads have become very smooth. It's very nice. So we enjoyed the Welcome Center. Now we're heading on down the peninsula to the lighthouse. We love doing our rail trails, and a lot of them are very scenic. Some of them are pretty straight. So it's nice to be able to take these little detours occasionally. This is just beautiful out here. Very scenic. Okay, we just came around the corner and we're getting our first look at the lighthouse. It has warmed all the way up to 56 degrees here at 11 o'clock. And that's the good news. Bad news is the wind has picked up, so it actually feels colder than when we took off. Yep, when you have white caps on the pond, you know it's a little breezy out here.
There's the lighthouse. Let's see if I can get a closer look at it. Very windy, very cold. This is 11 miles off the main road that we came in. The second oldest lighthouse in Florida.
So this is the beach right here where the lighthouse is. Right down in this little part, it's not very breezy at all. It's crazy.
We just got done taking a little bit of a break. Well, I'm going to take over for just a few minutes. Wow, we're back in the wind again. Now that the wind has calmed down, we have upped our speed. So I'd say right now we're going about 50 miles an hour. And we're ready to get back into civilization and have some lunch. Well, this is kind of a cool area here. Now this is very unique.
We got away from the coast and we got away from that wind. It's actually starting to warm up a little bit. I think it's probably getting close to 60.
And then that's why we are hightailing back home, going 15 miles an hour to get some lunch.
Alright, so we're coming to the end of our ride today. We're coming back in here to St. Mark's, and there's the end of the trail where we started. So we're going to head back to Sweet Magnolia's.
Okay, we are here at the Sweet Magnolia Bed and Breakfast. It is a really nice place. Then when you come in the back patio, they have their bikes. This is where they rent out bikes, but then you also can park your own bikes in here. And now this is the little kitchen area where you can come in and eat. They do it a little different here. Instead of having bacon and eggs and stuff, they have all kinds of coffee, all kinds of snacks, all kinds of donuts. Here's the coffee station, little cups. And then here's the cold snacks. I mean, everything you would want for a snack. I'll go upstairs. Our room is on the second floor. And it's a little hallway you come around. Walk right out onto the beautiful porch. Got a pool table. We spend a lot of time out here. We have everything unpacked, but it's got everything you would need. Little coffee station, and then my favorite is jacuzzi. Anyway, I would recommend this place if you ever decide to come close to Tallahassee and you want to go on some bike trails.
So yesterday we talked about how we were going to leave straight from St. Mark's and the Sweet Magnolia at breakfast to do the 26 miles of the coastal trail. Well, we had a real severe storm come through last night and poured down rain all evening and all morning, so we made a little adjustment since we're getting a late start today. We put our bikes back on the truck and drove about 10 miles down the trail, and so now we're just going to do about 15 miles today and then back. And hopefully the weather didn't cause there to be anything in the trail, but it seems to be good so far. This is called the Coastal Trail because it runs pretty much along 98 here. So far that's pretty much been it. Well, we found this very nice park. Taking a little break here. You can still see where we got that storm last night. And a Betsy potty break. This is like a Florida mountain. Now that we've got out of the commercial area on the way to Panacea, you can see they're attempting to make it not just dead straight right by the highway, kind of cutting in and out of the woods.
Okay, it's my turn, and I really like this little camera. And now, guess what? You're going to be seeing Steve a lot more now. Now I can take some videos. Isn't that pretty tree there? Oh, that tree. Oh, look at this tree.
As I said earlier, although this trail basically is the coastal trail running right along 98 here, a lot of things here to make it not just a straight little trail. And then there are a lot of different scenery changes along the way. So it seems lately that a lot of our lunch destinations wind up being Mexican restaurants, but in this part of the country the options were very limited. It's very good, nice lunch special. Enjoyed it.
We did pretty good here because they say they have lunch specials Monday through Friday, and this is Sunday, so no lunch specials. So we ordered the dinner, which is supposed to be $13.99, and the waitress forgot that it was Sunday, and she gave us a lunch special. So, and the lunch special was $9.99. Big difference.
Does that not sound like cheap senior citizens?
We are.
Well, we've made it to the official end of the trail. Little trailhead right there. Well, we thought earlier that was the end of the trail, but then we crossed the road and we found that the trail continues. So you see some typical Gulf Coast homes up on the stilts. We're coming right out to the Gulf. Road ends in the water. It's one of the great things we like about our bike rides. We find these unexpected little treasures. Didn't know we were going to find a sandy beach today, but here we are. Just a little out of the way place. Beautiful. Now there are some people that like sunsets. They got a deck there, don't they? Wow, so, if you're a real biker, this is a unique opportunity right here. We're staying at the Sweet Magnolia Bed and Breakfast, and as Betsy said, we've never stayed at one before. We really enjoyed it. And reason I say it's a unique opportunity is right outside the front door is the bike trail that goes from here to Tallahassee, the historic St. Mark's. About 2 miles up, it intersects with the coastal trail that runs all the way down to the Gulf. And then an offshoot of the coastal trail takes you to the St. Mark's Wildlife Reserve and also the St. Mark's Historical Lighthouse. So between all of them you have almost 60 miles of bike trails or inside the roads of the Wildlife Reserve, which are not traveled at all and very easily bikeable. So yeah, if you're looking for a destination where you can stay in one spot and do a lot of great bicycling and exploring and seeing some historical sites in a small quaint little town like historical St. Mark's, I give this a double thumbs up. So until next time, happy trails.